Hello, I am going to try to explain how I made this bracelet. I did two renditions with the beads in the center, and for total wrap I used, 13 to 14 beads, so it fits my wrist. And I did also one without the beads, and I think that looks also rather nice. So I had a lot of requests from some loomers who asked me how to add a centerpiece in the bracelet, and I'm going to explain at the end of this clip how I add a centerpiece like this. So it has 3 holes in it, and I use 2 on both sides from 3 beads. So I'm just have my threading tool and put a band on it and pull it through these 2 holes, then through the bead, and then through these 2 holes, and do that all the way up like this. And then you have this as a centerpiece, and from there out we are going to work out the bracelet. For this tutorial I'm going to do this one, but you can do it with every bracelet that you want to have a centerpiece on the hook onlys. So that I will do at the end. First, oh sorry, I missed something. First I'm going to start with this one. So I'm going to use red beads, and I thread it to a red band, a Lee band. That's the black in this one. And for the grey part I'm also going to use grey. And for the accent band at the border, the pink, I'm going to use sweet white. So I'm going to start, and I will start with the grey and make an 8 loop setup. So I have my cap bands, and I pull 1 band through. Sorry for the clock. Get another band, pull it through the first 2 bands and reclaim the first, and get another band, pull it under the first 2 bands and reclaim the first. And then you're going to turn it around. First we have to reclaim the cap band, one side of the cap band. Pull it through the first one and the cap band, and reclaim the outside one. And pull another hooks under the first 2 and reclaim the outside band, like this. Sorry. So now we have an 8 loop setup. I'm going to get my red, and I'm going to pull it under the middle 4 and reclaim 1 and 4. So I have it under the middle 4, reclaim 1 and 4, get the other side back on the hook and close, and then we have this. And now I'm going to add the white on the borders. I'm going to pull the red band over the grey band. So let me show it again. We have this, And I'm going to place the red band over this one gray band. So now we have the gray band and then the alley band, the red band. I'm going to pull my white under these two and reclaim the gray one on the outside. And I turn it around. And I do the same thing over there. So I get the red band, pull it over that one gray band. So now we have gray and then red. Get my white band, pull it under these two bands and reclaim the outside gray band. So now we have this. And now I have to look, sorry. Yeah. Now I'm going to place the beads. I'm going to split it up in half. And if you don't use beads, I'll explain later what you can do. But for now I'm using the beads, so I split it in half. Get the bead on and pull it under these two. Only the gray bands. And on this side the same, only under the gray bands. And close. So if I'm not using beads, I won't split it up in half and just pick up the center, pull the red band under the center 4 bands. So it's exactly the same, only without the beads. You are seeing now that the 2 gray bands are under the red bead, under the red band. And if you do not use the beads, just pull it under the 4 grays in the center. Now I want to go back to my 8 loop setup again. I'm getting a gray band, pull it under these 4 bands, reclaim the 4th and the 1st band, like this. Then again another gray band, pull it under the first 3 bands, and reclaim the outside band only. Now we turn it around. Get my gray band, pull it under the first 4, all the 4 bands on this side, reclaim the 1st and the 4th. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Reclaim the 4th and the 1st. And close. Get another gray band. Pull it under the first 3 bands. And reclaim the outside band and close. So we have this now. Sorry, I have to watch if everything was going well, sorry. And now we are back at our 8 loop setup. And then I'm going to add the red band in the center again. I pull it under these 4 bands and reclaim the 1st and the 4th. And like this. So I pick up the middle 4 and then reclaim the outside bands from the 4 bands. And now I'm going to pull this red band over the gray band. Get my white band for the border, pull it under these two bands and reclaim the outside band. And I turn it around. And do the same over here. Get the red band, pull it over the gray band. Now we put a white band under the gray and the red. Reclaim the outside band and close. And when we have this, it is time to add our bead again. So if you do not want to add a bead, just grab a band and pull it under these four. And if you do want a bead, then just split the bracelet up in half. That's the way I do, but there are lots of different ways. Get my beaded band, pull it under the two grays, right beside the beads, and do the same on the other side. And close. Now we want to go back to our 8-loop setup again, so I get 2 gray bands for both sides. Grab my band, pull it under all 4 and reclaim the inside band, the 4th, and the outside band, the 1st, and then close. Get another gray band, pull it under the first 3 bands and only reclaim the outside band and close. And go to the other side to do the same thing. Grab a gray band, pull it under the 4 bands, reclaim band 4 and band 1 and close. And then add another gray band under the first 3 bands and reclaim the outside band. So now we are back at our 8-loop setup. And I'm going to do one section. Get my red band, pull it under the middle 4 bands. Like this, and reclaim the outside bands of that 4, so the 4th and the 1st. So we have this. Now grab my red band and pull it over the 1 gray band beside it. Get my white border band, pull it under these 2 bands, reclaim the outside band and close. And I go to the other side. Get my red band, pull it over the gray band, get a white border band, pull it under these 2 and reclaim the outside band and close. And now we're at the part where we add our bead. So I'm going to split it up in half, like this. Get the bead on my hooks and pull it on this side through the first gray band, the first 2. And on this side I do the same and close. And now I'm going to close up the bracelet. I hope the sections are clear to you, and if not, you can always look back. It's just repeating steps. So now I get my gray again, pull it under the first 4, reclaim the 4th and the 1st, and close. Now I'm going right away to the other side and do the same thing there. Get my gray band, pull it through the first 4, reclaim band 4 and band 1, and then close. And then I get my gray band again and just pull it through all the bands and close it up like this. So that was that. I will put it on my other hook because I have to explain how I did the centerpiece. But for now, this is the bracelet. And I hope you understand the tutorial and that I explain it clear enough. If not, please let me know. Maybe I can help you with it, or you can give me tips how to do it better. But this was the bracelet, and now I'm going to show you how I add the centerpiece. I'm going with the same colors. And I want to say that this is not my idea. There are so many loomers that are using it. First time I saw it was at Harty's, Looms Passion on Instagram, and there are so many loomers that use a centerpiece. So it's not my idea, it's just the way that I use it in bracelets. People ask me, how do you start with the centerpiece? So sometimes you have a centerpiece with only 2 bands, and then I use the 2 bands as a cap band. But this one is with 3 bands. So I have to create a cap band, and I do that like this. It's not a real cap band, but I need to start. You always use a cap band to start, but it's not possible this way, so I using the bands I have as a cap band. I hope you understand what I mean, because my English is not good enough to explain it well. But I just try and you can see what I do. So I grab a band and I pull it through everything. Like this. And then I'm going to do, if this is my cap band. So I'm just reclaiming the one on this side and put this one back on. And now I'm going to grab a band and pull it under these 2 bands. And it wants to slip underneath, so I grab it fast and reclaim. Then I put another band, put it under these 2 bands and reclaim. So in fact you're just doing 8-loop setup, and you're using this as a cap band. So now I'm going to the other side, and before I have to see if my band is not twisting. I'm getting these in my hand, so I'm now getting this band from the other side back on my hook and replace this one. Then I'm grabbing another grey band, pull it under these 2 bands and reclaim the outside one and close. And to get the same 8 loop set up as I did on the bracelet, get another grey band under the first 2 and reclaim the outside band like this. So now you have your starting. You see that I ignore the center band. I'm just reclaiming the outside bands, like you do on a cap band. You start, you pull 1 band under the cap band and reclaim one side of the cap band and then the other side of the cap band. That is the same thing that I'm doing with the bands that are threaded through the center part. So now I'm going to build up the bracelet like you always do. Through the center 4 and reclaim the 2 bands on the outside and close. Pull the red band over the grey band. Get my white border band. Pull it under these 2. Reclaim the outside bands. And do the same thing on the other side. Get my red band, pull it over the grey band. Get my white border band, pull it under these 2. Reclaim the outside band and close. I have to get another book because my other one is on it. This one was still on it. So now I'm going to split it up in half. Get my bead, pull it under these 2. Turn it around and do the same thing over there. And close it up. And now I'm going back to my 8 loop setup. So 1 band under these 4, reclaim the 4th and the 1st, 1 band under the first 3 bands, and reclaim the 1st. I do it a bit quick now, but I did the bracelet already in the tutorials just to show you how it looks when you add the centerpiece. So 1 through the first 4, reclaim band number 4 and band number 1 and close. Get another band, pull it under the first 3 bands and reclaim the outside band. So now I've done the first section. So as you can see, it will look like this when you add the centerpiece. So I hope it's clear to you. You can do the same on the other side, and if not, you can always ask me to explain it more better so you can understand. But that's always my English, that it's... But well, I hope you understand what I mean, and I hope you have something you have some help on this, with this. So you can also do the centerpieces. It's not my idea, I want to say that again, because so many loomers are doing it. But I'm just explaining it because some loomers were asking me how I did it, and that's why I'm explaining it. So thanks for watching, bye bye.